the Republic of Benin, Romuald Wadagni, following his victory in the country's April 12th presidential election. Wadagni, who currently serves as Benin's Minister of Finance, secured an overwhelming majority of votes in the poll. In a congratulatory letter personally signed by him, President Tinubu described the victory as a reflection of the confidence of the Beninese people in Wadagni's leadership and track record in public service. According to a statement issued by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, the Nigerian leader also commended the people of Benin for their commitment to democratic values, noting that the peaceful conduct of the election underscores the country's resilience and dedication to the democratic process. Meanwhile, Nigeria has signed a revised bilateral air services agreement with Morocco. The agreement was signed at the International Civil Aviation Organization Global Implementation Support Symposium in Marrakesh by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo. The deal is part of high-level engagements at the Global Aviation Summit. It is expected to strengthen air transport relations between both countries by improving connectivity, expanding commercial opportunities, and boosting cooperation across the aviation sector. In other news, the State Commandant of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Kano State Command, Commandant Hassan Agalama, has officially declared open a 3-day Safe School training program for Corps Desk officers, reaffirming the command's commitment to the full implementation of the Safe School project in line with the directives of the Command General and the National Policy on Safety, Security, and Violence-Free Schools. The commandant emphasized the importance of officers with the necessary knowledge and skills to effectively safeguard educational institutions against security threats. He noted that
As the news drops, it breaks.
Thanks for staying with us. And now to the rest of the news. Pope Leo XIV has told Cameroon's government to root out corruption during a forthright address on the second leg of his African tour. In order for peace and justice to prevail, the chain of corruption, which disfigure authority and strip it of its credibility, must be broken. He said this to those gathered at the presidential palace in the capital, Yaoundé, including President Paul Biya. The 93-year-old president won an 8th term last year in a disputed poll, and his administration faces criticism over allegations of corruption, bad governance, and a failure to tackle security. Now in Cameroon's conflict-hit English-speaking regions, the Pope has blasted those who spend billions on wars. And still on the foreign scene, Russia launched more than 700 drones and missiles at Ukraine in multiple waves overnight, killing at least 17 people in what local officials said was the deadliest attack in months. The officials said 9 people were killed in the southern port city of Odessa, 4, including a child in the capital city of Kiev, and another 4 in the central city of Dnipro. In Russia, 2 people, including a child, were killed in a Ukrainian drone attack in the southern Krasnodar region, according to Moscow. This comes after a brief ceasefire took place over Orthodox Easter at the weekend, but both sides accused one another of hundreds of violations.
And now, a business update from RayPower 100 FM.
Did I finish? Nigeria's Central Bank of The Central Bank of Nigeria absorbed a total of 4.48 trillion naira from the banking system within 2 sessions in 6 days through aggressive open market operations, leaving open balances of banks and discount houses down in mid-April. CBN's financial system data between April 8th and April 15th, 2026 shows that the Apex Bank intensified efforts to sterilize excess funds, particularly on April 9th and April 14th. Consequently, banks' opening balances, which rose steadily earlier in the period, dropped sharply to 99.05 billion naira in April 15th from 135.76 billion naira the previous day. Despite this moderation, substantial cash was parked in the standing deposit facility, highlighting a persistent liquidity overhang even as the CBN stepped up its mop-up operations.
This is entertainment news on RayPower 100.5 FM.
Madonna has officially announced that her next album will be a sequel to 2005's Confessions on the Dance Floor, the club-focused record that produced hits like Sorry and the ABBA sampling Hang Up. The star has been teasing the plan since 2023, and on Tuesday she cleared her Instagram and changed her biography to one of Hang Up's lyrics, Time Goes By Slowly. And on Wednesday she officially confirmed the release of Confessions 2 with a release date of 3rd July. And still in entertainment, music executive Michael Collins Ajere, popularly known as Don Jazzy, has attributed the financial struggles of many young Nigerians to poor spending habits. In a recent video, the Maven Records founder said many young people exhaust substantial earnings on non-essential items instead of prioritizing long-term value and meaningful investments. He stressed that making informed financial decisions is critical to sustaining wealth.
RayPower Sport.
New Jersey Governor Mickey Sherrill says FIFA is to blame for fans having to pay more for transport at the World Cup this summer, and that world football's governing body should subsidize it. The Athletic reported external earlier this week that New Jersey Transit is intending to bring in special event pricing for the 30-minute journey from Penn Station in New York to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. A train ticket to the games at the stadium could cost more than $100, a seven-fold increase on the usual $12.90 for a return fare. And still in sports, former Arsenal goalkeeper Alex Manninger has died at the age of 48 after his car was struck by a train. Police said the incident happened at about 8:20 local time at a level crossing in Salzburg. Manninger made 64 appearances for Arsenal between 1997 and 2002, winning the Premier League and FA Cup.
RayPower weather.
Thunderstorms with moderate rains are expected in most parts of the central region, particularly in Niger, Nasarawa, Kogi, Kwara, and the Federal Capital Territory. You've been listening to the Metro News on RayPower 100.5 FM. To end the news, here is our last line. According to an African proverb, when there's no enemy within, the enemy outside cannot hurt you. And that's it for the Metro News as produced by Ehi Ankeli Ocheme. I am Idi Machi Ikechukwu. You can listen to us online on Radio Garden, Online Radio Box, and tuning.com at RayPower 100.5 FM. And also join us at 6 p.m. for our next bulletin, Nigeria Today, as we bring you news across the nation. Good evening.